Hello everyone, my name is shannonxcrochet and today I'm going to be making a video about what happened to my hands. So it was a couple of weeks ago. I was in a car accident. I wasn't the driver, my auntie was. We both collided into one another. I don't really remember what happened until the airbags went out, and then I heard a lot of screaming because my auntie was very shocked, and then I heard my nan tell me to get out of the car, so I got out of the car. My nan and my auntie have no recollection of anything that happened during the crash. I think it was just shock, but when we came out of the car, I just laid down on the floor, but I didn't close my eyes. I was just very dizzy because of the going forwards. So the airbag went out and I thought that my nose was bleeding because I'd hit my nose, kind of jolted forwards, and there was loads of liquid coming out my nose. So TMI, if you want to skip over this part a little bit, it was snot because obviously I'd had quite a week before, a couple of days before, I think I had laryngitis. So I had a chest infection, not chesty cough, all kind of rubbish in my face. So when that happened, it all kind of came out and I thought my nose was bleeding and it just felt awful. I kind of came out the car, laid down on my friend's bag that she gave me the day before, because the day before was her birthday. So I went to see her for her birthday. She didn't really want to do anything because she didn't feel very well, so I got her some boba from a shop nearby and I walked up to her house, and then the next day I was in a car accident. It closed the road for quite a few hours. We were waiting for the hospital, the ambulance, police to close the road. My nan was repeating herself a lot. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know what just happened. I think she's 82 this year, so yeah, she didn't know what happened. My auntie was very full of shock. She couldn't hear, one of her ear was hurting and also her mouth. I think basically what happened is that she bit her lip a bit during the impact. It didn't go through or anything, it was just a lot of bruising and a lot of bruising. So yeah, also don't mind about my hair. I can't brush it, so my auntie brushes it because I have two hands in casts. I've always kind of been scared of going in cars before. I have, a while back, a couple of years, I started learning how to drive and I was so panicked about cars behind me and what other people will do, because when you see some people driving, it's like they don't care. They've got their phone in their hand, they're not paying attention, they are, turning their head rounds to talk to people in the back, and it's you know how dangerous it is to be in a car accident, and it's so dangerous to be in a car in general. I mean, we were going just past a roundabout, so we weren't going very fast, but the people that was coming towards us that we crashed into was probably doing the speed limit, which was 30, so that kind of impact, it wrote the cars off. So my auntie was quite worried about her car. I kept on, the thing is, I didn't cry during it. It did impact me a bit when the police came, but I didn't cry because I was trying to kind of keep it together for my auntie and my nan, because my nan just didn't know where she was. It was kind of like she just had dementia for a bit. She literally didn't know what was happening and she was repeating herself every 10 seconds, and she's never done that before. And my auntie was just crying about a car because obviously it's a new car. It was a car that she bought last year, and she never really liked the car. It was she's always had blue cars, and every time she doesn't have a blue car, she has a car accident in it. Like the past two haven't been as bad as this one. Like it didn't really, well, it did write off the car, but not like completely write off the car. And then some lovely people came out. One of the people that knows my brother came out, and whilst I was saying my name to the police officer, because obviously they had to record everyone's name, what they think happened, stuff like that, and I called my mum, and then I think the person that knows my brother called, messaged my brother saying about the crash and stuff like that. So my brother kind of tried to get someone to take him to the area, take him to where the crash happened. So he eventually got there. He turned up when I was in the ambulance. I thought that when I was in the hospital that I had broken this arm, because this arm was basically like the wrist was kind of facing the wrong way. So I was like, I've never broken a bone before, now I have, but I knew that wasn't right. And then my other hand, I thought that I'd sprained it because it didn't feel as heavy as this one, but it did still feel a bit off, and I have sprained this wrist before. Turns out I hadn't sprained it, but that was after a couple of days I found that out. So yeah, we went to A&E. We did have to wait for ages, but the thing is, like, one of my friends on Snapchat turned around and said, how much was it for my operation? Nothing. It was nothing, because I'm British and we have the NHS. So even though we do complain about waiting 5.5 hours for an appointment, we don't really have to worry because it's free. We don't have to remortgage our house or do anything, like not see medical people, you know, not see doctors or stuff, because it's too expensive, because it doesn't cost anything here. The only thing that costs really is if you want like surgery, say gender surgery, so like if you want your, you know, breasts and stuff taken off and stuff like, not taken off, but you know, surgery and stuff like that, you have to pay for that. And also prescriptions, you pay for your prescriptions. But yeah, we were waiting for 5.5 hours. I was on lots of morphine. Didn't help. I felt like I was carrying the weight of 2 hands, and I was just carrying it the whole day. And because I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't go to the toilet, so I was just holding on for like nearly 6 hours because I was like, no one's helping me in that department, thank you very much. I'm not that desperate. I mean, you know, some people are, some people aren't. There was a few people who I was talking to, because obviously they were wondering what the fuck, you know, what has happened to you? Because we were like, we were quite in a state, we were. But then again, everyone kind of is when they go to A&E. I think A&E is quite interesting though, when you're sitting there and kind of just listening to what's happening to people and stuff. Everyone goes there for different reasons, and you know, you get to not find out, but you know, be a bit nosy. And yeah, then I did some scans. I didn't do a CT scan, I did x-rays, and found out that I had 3 broken bones. So I had they thought my hand was broken, and then this wrist, and then this little finger. Turns out this little finger's cracked, but it's not broken, so it's not like so I have fractured 3 bones. But then like 2 weeks later, I had like the little thing, I can't remember what it was. It was like kind of like making sure, like taking it off and stuff like that, take this off. And then they did a CT scan, and they realized that I hadn't broken my hand, I'd broken the bit in between my hand and my arm. I've watched quite a lot of Grey's Anatomy, but I still don't know what that is. It's like they wrote it on my arm, I can't remember what it is now, it begins with an S. Anyways, and then I had broken this, but this was a little bit cracked, so I didn't need anything I don't even need a splint. I don't really know what's wrong with it, really. And then I got told that I needed surgery, so I had surgery a week today, so this is Thursday. And yeah, I wasn't really nervous, because because they know what they're doing. I was a bit anxious because obviously when I was quite like younger, I say younger, I mean like 19, 20, I couldn't go to the doctors on my own because of my anxiety, so I had to go with my mum. And going into a hospital and going around the hospital on my own, I was like, what? Because obviously my auntie and, you know, no one can come with me because I am an adult. Physically, I'm an adult. Mentally, I question. But basically, yeah, I had my operation. It all went well. I've had it for a week now. So on Monday, I will get these changed. One will be in a splint, and I think this one will still be in a cast. One good thing that my surgeon said that I could do was crochet, but not for too long, so that was good. The first couple of days after my surgery, it was very numb. Like I think it was like 24 hours really. It didn't, because they did this thing with my veins where they like twirled them around, and then it made the whole entire thing numb. But yeah, I think that's all that what happened really. I mean, the only thing that has happened is basically this channel is about depression, anxiety and PTSD, so that's added to the trauma, because even though my auntie and my nan don't know anything, I remember it all. So my head's always constantly reminding me about what happened. So when I go in cars now, I'm quite anxious. I have to close my eyes, and I always think something's gonna happen, but apparently that's quite common with someone that's been in a car accident. Again, before this, I had never been in one. Like the weekend before, I turned around to my job and said, I've never had an operation, I've never had a broken bone, and I've never been in an ambulance, and I touched wood. So touching wood doesn't work, because, you know, a couple of days later, there I was. Car accident, ambulance, broken bones, then 2 weeks after that, operation. So, but I'm happy that I was in the front. So I was in the front passenger side. So my auntie was driving. I was next to her. My nan was at the back. So my auntie's kind of perforated her. Not perforated. It's like she's got like bruising on the inside of her ear because the airbag burst. So it actually like burst open. I don't know what's in it, but I've got like a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, probably not, it's a little burn there, and it hasn't gone away yet. So yeah, and she's quite mentally, like, you know, hurt at the moment. We had an argument yesterday because I was napping, because I find it hard not to do stuff when I'm awake. So like I always have to be constantly busy, so I have to like watch stuff, read, play video games, crochet, because of my mental health. Like I have to keep busy, otherwise if I quiet, there's, you know, things happen in my head. And we had a little tiff over it, so I kind of I think depression got the best of her, and she kind of just lashed out. So I went out with my friend Destiny just to kind of get out, because I don't like arguing. It's horrible. Especially as I'm a Virgo, I don't think that makes any difference. But basically, I'm quite stubborn and I like being right. But at least I could admit that. So yeah, I like being right. So say if I'm in an argument with someone, or I'm in a disagreement with someone, I will Google it, and if I'm right, I will tell you that I am right. But yeah, I will be making more videos soon. I'm going to be making a video about my old relationship, I think. It's been enough time now, and I think I should be able to talk about it. I won't be mentioning any names, but people that are in my life will know the person's name. People that aren't will have to just know that if it happens to them, then they can get out of it like I did. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, also I forgot, my nan broke 4 of her ribs and her sternum, so that's the bit in between your chest. So yeah, she's quite badly hurt. And then a couple of days later, or like 2 weeks later, because they took her off her aspirin. So 12 years ago she had a mini stroke, and that kind of made her quit her job. So she was like nearly 70 when she retired. Well, she was forced to retire. She probably would have worked till the day she died because she liked working. She was working with elderly people, but you know, there's a certain time when you're an elder and people have to look after you. And yeah, she wasn't very good, and 2 weeks later she had another stroke, because obviously the aspirin was for her blood thinning it out, and because she was taken off of it, so she wasn't, you know, smoothed off of it. I don't know whether you can actually go off aspirin after you've been on it. She had a clot, so we were watching Neighbours, and then we were watching a bit of Zombie, and her voice started like slurring, and it kind of felt like she had like something in her mouth, and her like mouth was drooping to one side. And I noticed it a couple minutes before, but I kind of didn't think anything of it because I've never actually seen anyone suffering with a stroke before. Because her first stroke that she had, she was on her own, but she, instead of calling the ambulance, she decided to call my auntie. And yeah, my auntie kind of thought, oh, is something wrong? You know, are you okay? And I just turned around and said, call 111, because we don't know whether it's an emergency, but if we tell them what's happening and they think it's an emergency, they will send out the ambulance. So they did. And then because I've been in the accident now, I can't, sadly, I can't work at the moment. So my summer job is going to be very small because most of the summer I'm in casts. And also I can't volunteer for the toddler group. So if you didn't know, I now volunteer for a toddler and baby group because I want to be a foster parent when I'm older, and I think that's the best way to kind of experience different parents, different kids, you know, kind of, you know, different styles of, you know, behaving and stuff like that, different backgrounds. And yeah, I can't do that at the moment. I got told I can't go because it's a health hazard, because obviously I'm in 2 casts. Toddlers don't understand it, so I could trip over. But yeah, I did go up there and have some lunch with them the other day, and that was all good. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do this video to update you. I will be sending my other people from different channels, so I have 2 different channels now. I have a crochet channel, which I've only uploaded 1 video. And also I have a gaming channel, which probably has more subscribers than this one, because I've been active longer, really, like more constant. I've got like 700 videos over on there, so if you do want to check those out, that'll make me very happy. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers over there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below any questions you want me to answer about the crash. Or if you've been in one. Have you been in one? You're like, oh gosh, yeah. Some of that is exactly what what happened to me. So yeah. Bye, Shanlings. Shanlings? You're not Shanlings. Bye. I don't know what to call you.